I'm Bruce Ellig. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Let's start with 1960. I joined Pfizer as the personnel analyst in Brooklyn, New York. And there I was writing job descriptions, reporting to the manager of Wage and Salary Administration. We were a department of 2, but I enjoyed the work. 6 months later, he left, and now I was the department of 1, and I was scrambling, covering his work and my work. Meanwhile, the company put out a search for his replacement. I hoped that they were not going to get a replacement. And 6 months later, they decided to cancel research, and I was the man. And I enjoyed the work. I started getting involved beyond simply writing job descriptions into doing incentive plans, sales incentive plans. That led to management incentive plans, and from there we took the jump to executive incentive plans. And I was reporting directly to the chairman and CEO of the company, and it was fascinating work. As a matter of fact, it was so fascinating that I was appointed secretary to the Board of Directors Executive Compensation Committee. The work was good, and the question was, how did all this happen? Well, it happened because I started looking at a position called FBI. How the hell did you look at FBI? Well, we had a little thing going on in World War II. My dad was employment manager at a shipbuilding company in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, which is where I was born. The FBI took a strong interest in this organization, making sure there were no spies or provocateurs. So I got a chance to meet a lot of FBI agents, and I was really impressed. They're sharp, good-looking guys, and they all carried guns. And for a 6-year-old, that was fascinating. So my career choice at age 6 was FBI. And I carried that, actually, through high school to the University of Wisconsin. And I enrolled in the pre-law program. Why the hell did you do that? Because to become an FBI agent, you either have to be an attorney or a certified public accountant. My dad thought being an attorney was really a sharp idea. I lasted about 3 months in that program, and decided it clearly was not for me. I was not able to focus on memorizing all of these damn cases. I was forward-looking, not backward-looking. So I scratched my head and said, well, the other way to get the FBI is to become a certified public accountant. To do that, you have to know accounting. So I transferred to the business school. And the accounting courses were interesting. But what was really interesting is I ran across a course called Wage and Salary Administration. And it really got me going. To focus on jobs and determine how much they were worth one to another and how much they should be paid was really a fascinating career. So I shifted out of the FBI role, and I now shifted into business and wage and salary, which soon be called compensation. I was thinking at that point, as getting ready for graduation, where would I go? And started looking at other companies. Well, I looked further ahead, and I said, well, wait, I'm going to get a bachelor's degree, which I did, and I'm going to get a master's degree, which I did, graduating Phi Beta Kappa. So in 1960, as I got my master's degree, the university said, I think you should go on for a PhD. I said, well, what the hell is a career choice for a PhD? I know it's education, but is there any interest in management of having a PhD on board? So I did a little research, and I found 3 companies in respective industries that I thought had a career. 1, oil; 2, paper; and 3, pharmaceuticals. I picked Esso International for oil, Mead Paper for paper, obviously, and Pfizer for pharmaceuticals. At that time, Pfizer was still known as the world's biggest producer of penicillin. Matter of fact, penicillin went on to the shores of Normandy in World War II. And in 1948, they discovered a broad-spectrum antibiotic called terramycin, which was a world beater. So I got in contact with these 3 companies, got set up interviews. raised the question, and I got a not interested, and Pfizer said, we don't know. Why don't you come on board, spend a couple of months with us, and see whether or not we are interested? I said, that sounded like a good idea. So that goes back to, how did I get into Pfizer in 1960? There are a number of promotions that happened after that, and the question is, what the hell was your crowning achievement? Pretty easy. I became elected corporate officer of the company and a vice president title, reporting to the chairman of the board and responsible for worldwide human resources. That truly was my crowning achievement. Personal achievement? That's easy. I met and married my beautiful wife, Janice Reels. In 1994, we got married. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's personable, and now she's also CEO and owner of her own recruiting company. It's a win-win situation. We have a great opportunity to spend life together. We have an apartment in Manhattan, New York. We have a house also in Florida. We enjoy travel. We've visited 150 countries together, and I'm kind of worn out after doing all of that. We have no children of our own. She has one by previous marriage, which has rippled out to 4 children and right now 2 great-grandchildren. I had one son who unfortunately passed a couple of years ago, so my lineage is now zip, other than through related members of the Ellig family. So, what else on personal achievement? Well, I'm an author. I've published over 100 articles on various forms of compensation. I'm also an author of 11 books. However, half of those are on executive compensation. The most recent one was at the beginning of 2022. McGraw-Hill published my 4th edition of the Complete Guide to Executive Compensation. I also served on a few boards, including being the chair of the board of directors of SHRM, Society of Human Resource Management. I was also one of the founders of the National Academy of Human Resources. That boils down to asking, if you had to take one word to describe yourself, what would it be? I would say achiever. I think my track record reflects that. Inspirations? My mother and father, great role models. They wanted me to be the best I could possibly be and to be happy. But I had another one too, was outside of the family. In 1947, there was a major event in the sporting world. Jackie Robinson broke the racial barrier, and I became fascinated. I became a Jackie Robinson fan, and then a Brooklyn Dodger fan, and as a result, a baseball fan. And I have remained so. I'm so flattered that he is so honored. He certainly deserved it. Taken too early. The legacy here really is on my wife's side, the prolific family which is growing, and the grandchildren and great-grandchildren and soon will be great-great-grandchildren. And hopefully I'm still around by then, but maybe not, and hopefully this video will be. So, looking ahead, what lessons have I learned? Well, I think it's to be the best I can be, to help others do and be their best, and to have fun. And in the words of the late Jimmy Valvano, basketball coach, never give up. Always keep striving. Regardless how tough it is, keep moving. Don't stand still. Looking back, it's obvious that I have been having a great life. Great parents, great job, great wife, and fortunate enough to have my writings published. I also owe a lot to the University of Wisconsin for a great education and a Distinguished Business Alumnus Award. To thank them, I've set up 2 fully funded scholarship programs, a fully funded professorship and a fully funded distinguished chair. My sincere thanks to everyone.